everybody, and welcome back to Plaid News. Today we're going to be interviewing a professional candy connoisseur to help you eat your candy this Halloween. Let's knock on his door and head into his house.
You must be the interviewee. Come inside.
Yes. It is very exciting to be visiting the house of a professional candy connoisseur.
Well, it's a business. Welcome to my humble abode. I am very welcome. Come and visited me.
Yeah, it looks like you got some candy set out for us.
Yes. Already. So, may we start?
All right, let's sit down. Let's just start with, how do you open different candies?
Well, this is a very good place to start. Now, with the simple candy bar. Most people would think to just tear it away and leave all this excess trash, and it's really just tribal. Now, the proper way to open it is to peel it off very lightly. And it gives you this nice big tear. And then you just plop it down. You take a nice simple chunk out of the Milky Way. Exquisite. Now we are using Haribo gummy bears, but this will work with any bag. It's very simple. You see how there's a little perforated line at the top? You want to go 6 perforations in. So let's count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and tear. And there's a rule. You always start with the dark colors first. No orange, no red, no yellow, no white. Dark green, the light green, nothing else. Exquisite. Now, some of you simpletons might think you peel the wrapper off the starburst gently and leave a nice folded sheet of paper, and that's the correct way to open a starburst. But you'd be wrong. This is not how you use a starburst. No, this is. And that is how you peel candy.
How would you test out a new candy? Like, let's say you've never had a Snickers before. How would you go about testing that taste?
Well, it's actually quite simple. First, we start off with a simple palate cleanser. Now, I use sour candies because the acidic nature of citric acid burns off the taste of anything. So, you'll open this warhead and plop it right in my mouth. The lemon one is my favorite.
So from the official candy connoisseur, you do chew the warheads?
Once I get all the sourness off the warhead and I get to that sweet center, it just doesn't have the same enjoyment for me. So I like to get it out of my mouth as soon as possible.
You heard that from the official candy connoisseur.
My name isn't Tim B. Taffy.
What is the B in Tempe Taffy, if you don't mind?
It stands for Boardwalk. Tim Boardwalk Taffy.
Mmm.
And now with my palate cleansed, we shall test this new candy. We follow my opening method that I showed us in the beginning. First thing to do, plop it on the plate, and we look by appearances first. Now, as you can see, this is a pretty plain candy. Now we're going to cut it in half and see the inside. As we see, it seems to be caramel and wafer. Quite boring. And we give the first nibble to see the pull of the caramel. Disappointing. But there is a peanut in there, or some kind of nut, which does make it taste a little better, but this is not good. It really doesn't go well. But we'll do my final test. I am going to dissolve this in my mouth, and if this does not dissolve properly, then it is not a good candy. Very disappointing from Snickers. No hidden flavor, and the shape of the bar does not conform to my mouth. Disappointing. The nut hurt the roof of my mouth as I sucked on it. That is how I rate my candy.
All right, now let's test out some popular candies to see if they are up to par.
First, this simple Twizzler. A staple of most Halloween nights. You'll use our perforated edge method to open this one. I have 6 counted out. Open it, peel down. Oh, you gotta be the delightful Twizzler. It's a bit lacking in flavor. I could see you using it as a straw, maybe, as you could almost see through it. Hollow center. With that hollow center, the candy is lacking in amount as well. 2 small pieces of Twizzler leaves you wanting more. And the strawberry flavor promised is just, it's not there. In total, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Our next candy, the old but good 100-gram.
It's not opening well, is it?
My hands are a little sticky from that Twizzler.
Lackluster wrapping, I guess.
Oh, don't get it wrong. This wrapping ensures that this can last forever. Now, in times like these, with my hands greasy and sticky from that Twizzler, you may use the perforated edge method on these candy bars, but it is looked down upon. But unfortunately, when the time calls, time calls.
Another point down for Twizzlers, I guess.
Yeah, we'll drop it down to a 5.75 out of 10. Now, the 100-gram, a sleek candy, caramel center, crisp things in the chocolate. It really is one of the better candies. So simple by nature, yet so perfect by design. Ooh, now that's a good pull right there. You see that caramel? It really shows how good this candy can be. The chocolate, so rich. The crunch just enough. And the caramel to keep you chewing. Truly is a perfect candy. Except for one thing. The chocolate outside leaves your fingers a mess. Unfortunate as it is, that will leave the 100-gram at a 9 out of 10.
What do you call that maneuver that you're doing right there?
Us in the business. The poor man's towel. And now, for a palate cleanser to get my mouth rid of that strawberry and 100 grams so I can be prepared for this next delicacy. And now, we move on to the Twix. Ugh, I hate the Twix. And this right or left Twix, it drives me insane. Just make a middle Twix. Why not? Just unnecessary banter.
So, which do you prefer, the left or the right?
I prefer not to eat either. I tend to get rid of these when I find them in my candy bag.
Yeah, they are quite overrated.
And now they've removed the drizzle on the top. The only thing going for the Twix. I would give it a taste test. The chocolate is cheap. The caramel doesn't do anything for it. And the wafer just tastes like stale bread. 1 out of 10. 2 out of 10. We'll be moving on. M&ms. Oh, I lost one. Now, many people would pour the M&ms out and, sort the colors and eat them one by one, but that's not what they intended. The bag creates a natural funnel into your mouth. And the correct way to eat them is...
Now, question. Do you or do you not like peanut M&Ms?
A true debate. Here's what I say. The normal M&M is already so perfect by nature. The crunch to the chocolate is a perfect consistency. And throwing a big old peanut in the middle just throws it off. You don't get the right ratios anymore. And the peanut just overpowers the rest of the candy. Now, in no means is the peanut M&M bad, but it just doesn't hold up to the original. And that's why I would say the M&M, normal M&Ms, are truly better. And I will be rating these a 8 out of 10.
There you have it, folks. Throw out all of your peanut M&Ms.
As we move on to a new area of candy, I will be using another palate cleanser. They really do just work the best.
How do you rate your palate cleansers?
There is no rating palate cleansers. I do not eat these for the taste. I eat these for the enjoyment of the sourness. I don't care about the flavor or whatever. If I had a lemon in front of me, I would be eating it. But to humor your question, I would give the palate cleanser an overall 4 out of 10, as it's just too gummy. Ugh. Hopefully that answers your question.
It sure does.
We now move on to the Airhead. Sleek by design on the wrapper, coming in a variety of flavors. Sticking to the wrapper, never a good sign. Now, lazily thrown into the bag. No correct shape, but maybe they will make up for what they're lacking in appearance in what they're gaining in flavor. Disappointing me once again, while being too difficult to chew enjoyably, and just losing flavor in trying to melt it in your mouth. Though I will give it that the flavor is enjoyable, but something is off with the texture, and I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Pretty generous.
I have to give them a fair score. It cannot just be how I rate them. You know, it's an average of things in my mind. Ugh. I feared this one. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Many would say a staple of Halloween, the favorite candy. Those people are children or they are insane. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is one of the most disgusting and unenjoyable candies of all time. I mean, just look at that thing. You're telling me you want to eat that? Ugh. Unbelievable. And as we split it open to look on the inside, you see the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter? This is not a candy bar. It is a spoonful of peanut butter. A slap in the face in the candy industry. And then on top of the peanut butter, the chocolate edge is just too much. It doesn't go together. The ratios do not match. But now I must taste it. Oh. Cheap peanut butter, combined with cheap chocolate. One of the worst candies, one of the worst designs. I'm going to rate this a 0.5 out of 10. Get this out of my sight. The York bar. Simple, yet beautiful.
A little too minty, isn't it?
Too minty? The York bar is the perfect amount of mint. Nothing is wrong with this.
I don't know. And the chocolate is just like too bitter, isn't it?
Too bitter? No. The York bar is the most perfect candy to exist. And I will not be insulted by you as you mock my bar.
But isn't it just like it's like the Reese's? It's just like a mouthful of
Just
mints.
like the Reese's? No. The Reese's is a disgrace to candy. Get up. Get out of my house.
Okay, sir.
York bar, just like the Reese's? If I ever see you come back here, I swear.
Okay. He really likes Yorks. Well, there you have it, folks. That was the professional candy connoisseur, Tim B. Taffy, with the B standing for Boardwalk. We learned a lot from him today. Throw out your Twix, burn your Reese's, and sell your Yorks to this guy, because he'll pay a lot for them. Well, that's all for now. See you later on Plaid Lad News.